What's good, everybody? This is Jeremiah here, and today we're gonna react to the video why Disney is destroying its own classics by our good friend here, Snarky J. Now, we've seen Disney a lot trying to make it's just mainly the remakes like they're doing with, especially with the Disney princesses and other stuff as well, like The Lion King, Mulan, Snow White recently. Like, it's enough with the remakes, and I think they're just using these movies from back then to still make a profit because, again, nostalgia. They're abusing nostalgia to us fans so that they can make a buck. Literally. So without further ado, let's react to the video.
Ah, Disney, taking stories you loved and making them less lovable since 2010. Hey y'all, Snarky J Cosplay here. Since about 2010, my least favorite scourge on the box office has been Disney's barrage of unimaginative, desaturated live-action remakes. Essentially, their effort to rewrite history and change the things that you once loved about beloved classics because apparently you've been wrong to love them the whole time. Never mind how many millions and billions of dollars Disney made off of them. Every time Disney puts out one of these horrific live-action remakes, they seem to do it under the guise of new and improved. They're doing us a favor, they're fixing something. But the problem is that none of these things that they do ever feel like fixes. They feel like personality drains. And the only thing that I can think is that Disney never heard the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. My first question, every time they announce a new live-action remake is, why? But I never really ask why, in like a really soft, pensive way. No, I usually ask it the way Mrs. Puff questioned SpongeBob when he got into a collision while she was in the passenger seat during his driving test.
Oh, SpongeBob! Why?
Just like that. But the answer to this why is not because who trusts a sea sponge to drive. No, the answer to why Disney keeps doing this is very simple. It's a nostalgia cash grab. We all want to go home again, and we never can. I'm never gonna go back to the days where my grandmother would wake me up by gently rubbing my foot and putting my socks on for me, and I would get home from school having had lunch at like 11:30 and find a nice bowl of Hormel mac and cheese sitting there. That was radioactive and salty as and is probably why I'm built like a bowling pin, but it was spectacular. Childhood was fun, and we all want to go back. Nostalgia is a and it gets asses in seats. So when Disney says, hey, remember in 2002 how much you liked Lilo and Stitch? I got a new one for you. Come on in, pay me $22 for a movie ticket, sit down and enjoy. You're gonna fork over your $22 because it's safe. It is a safe IP. It's a known winner. It's a known brand. Which means there is minimal creative risk because they already know that the plot to this thing worked once, probably raked in hundreds of millions, if not billions, so it'll probably do it again. So Disney's update pitch is so simple. Step 1, add realism. Step 2, correct old misguided values. Step 3, add meaningless backstory that literally no one asked for. That's how you get a Disney live-action remake, folks. But the problem is that they mistake timelessness for needs improvement. Let's take a look at a few fixes gone wrong, shall we? Because if there's one thing I'm gonna do as an overdramatic, exaggerative Hispanic woman, I'm gonna bring up people did wrong and then bitch about them for way longer than I should. In 2017, we got Beauty and the Beast, which of course we all know to be a beautiful tale of Stockholm Syndrome and borderline bestiality. I say this to simplify it because Beauty and the Beast was actually one of my favorites as a child, and it really has so many great messages in it, but Disney didn't think so. Funny enough, they left in the Stockholm Syndrome plot because if they don't, you don't have a movie. But they added in a subplot where instead of Belle being like the only literate person in her village, which I thought was like a feminist victory back in the day, good for her, she likes to read even though everybody thinks she's weird. No, They had to add in an inventor subplot for her, so her dad had to be an inventor, she has to be an inventor, and that kind of just cluttered the pacing. It didn't really do anything for the story. It was unnecessary other than adding the girl boss agenda where it wasn't needed. Then they auto-tuned the shit out of Emma Watson singing.
There goes the baker with his tray like always, the same old bread and rolls to sell.
Which didn't have any of the charm or natural beauty or even grace or talent of the original, which was sung by Paige O'Hara.
There goes the baker with his tray like
I hear the difference. I really hear the
same old
difference.
bread and rolls to sell.
And I was kind of sitting here thinking, like, how the would they even fix that? I don't know, cast somebody with some fucking singing ability? You know how many people grew up listening to that shit and can probably deliver it? Then, of course, they had to make a more realistic beast design. Why does it have lips like that? I don't know.
No comment.
I don't know. It doesn't even make me uncomfortable under like the, is he kinda? No, it's actually just inherently disturbing and he's way less expressive than the one in the cartoon. I mean, this was peak Beast. I love that. This other thing.
Too real.
He's not right, folks. He's not right. Then, of course, in 2019, we got The Lion King, which I really, can't even dog that hard because it made so much money. Holy shit, this movie made money. But speaking as to, the fixing what isn't broken thing, the photorealism of the lions killed the expressiveness. And I said this in a video about a year ago now, talking about the same subject, about the live action remakes, and it hit me that a lot of people hadn't thought about it this way, but I've spent years illustrating. I'm an amateur illustrator on the side, and the thing that separates cartoon animals from real animals and from human beings, right here, folks, eyebrows. Eyebrows and the whites of the eyes. Eyebrows and the whites of the eyes. Go take a look at a movie like Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron by DreamWorks, and that horse is out here raising eyebrows and furrowing his brows and shit. He's expressive. I've never seen a real horse look at anybody never seen it. They don't have eyebrows. So when you add the photorealism of the lions, it's not happening anymore. It's not happening. They it up. It made $1 billion, but it looks ugly. It's also kind of, in some ways, a shot-for-shot remake, but stripped of, the colors and the fun. The Just Can't Wait to Be King sequence in the original Lion King, it's beautiful, it's Technicolor. There's all kinds of colors that wouldn't be seen naturally in the savannah. The animals are stacked on top of each other, and it's absolutely beautiful. And you can't do that in real life.
Everybody look left, everybody look right, everywhere you look up.
Then, of course, in 2023, we got The Little Mermaid.
This looks bland.
We're not even going to get into any of the casting.
The Little Mermaid, oh. See, again, I haven't watched the movie, but still, people were dog riding. People were, backlashing that movie like heck, to be honest with you. People were actually, having backlash for that movie.
Voice drama. Halle Bailey does have a tremendous voice, and I thought she did fine. But compared to the 1989 animation, those beautiful colors and graphics, this drab underwater sucks. The added realism just loses the fantastic whimsy of the original, and the lyrics that get changed for sensitivity basically kind of miss the point of the original scenes. I mean, you look at a song like Kiss the Girl, the fact that they had to add a line about consent.
Possible she wants you to. There is one way to ask her. It don't take a word, not a single word. Go on and kiss the girl.
Possible she wants you to use your words, boy, and ask her. Do you want to try?
Yes, okay, we should teach people consent. But there's also something very obvious about the chemistry that was already happening in the original film. I don't think a written contract has to be made in some situations, and they were kind of implying, make sure you ask. Break the moment. She has no voice. She can't speak, but make sure you ask. What? I wanted to have the self-restraint not to bring up Snow White, but I'm going to have to bring up Snow
not
White
that
because
movie,
everything about
please.
Snow White was wrong.
Not
the
that
prince is no
movie.
longer a prince. He's some rando. Snow White is consistently saving him. The evil queen has the acting talent of a piece of wood being gnawed on by a beaver.
Kalel, no!
I mean, honestly, I could go on and on. I've made videos about that one. I'm not even going there. And so if this whole Disney live action remake complex was a Tootsie Pop and we licked it long enough to get to the center like that owl's been trying to figure out for like 40 years, I wonder if this joke is actually gonna hit with anybody. I don't know if anybody remembers those commercials, but anyway,
I do.
the center at the Tootsie Pop that is this issue, the core problem, right there, the little creamy center, is charm versus modernization. The original Disney classics thrived on stylized visuals, memorable, expressive characters, and simplicity that let the story breathe. The modern versions over-explain everything, they sand off quirks to avoid controversy, and they mistake more backstory for better story. And so why does it matter? Because kids deserve better. I've made that video already and you can check it out if you haven't seen it. But I really hate the excuse that this is just for kids, we can just make garbage. Children deserve to have their minds sculpted by valuable content that brings value to their life, that teaches them something that they can enjoy. I am a firm believer in that. The issue right now is that because the content sucks, kids aren't connecting with it in the same way, so the magic doesn't last. The imagination doesn't last. That extra special period of time in our lives as human beings where we just live in whimsy and fantasy and imagination, it's gone because what they're being given looks too real, isn't fun, isn't as funny, is too connected to reality.
Yep.
And so there's no fantasy for them to escape to. There's no reason to play pretend because everything you're being shown discourages that. And the classics weren't rewatchable and aren't rewatchable to this day because they were considered current. They weren't obsessed with staying with the times. They were obsessed with telling a good story and making something beautiful. And that's why to this day, again, I have been very honest about the fact that I love Disney movies. I watch Pixar, I watch the Disney animated movies, the classics, the Renaissance, all of it. I watch these things like weekly because I enjoy them. You can't recreate the majesty and insanity of lightning in a bottle by putting a battery pack in a mason jar. It's not the same. And so what am I really saying here? Sometimes the best way to fix something is to just leave it alone. Folks, I don't know that Disney is ever gonna listen to shit like this because at the end of the day, they'll see a title that says Disney flops and they're like, oh, that sounds like a racist old white man. Even when it's me in the thumbnail, they'll find a reason to call me racist, old, white, and male somehow. They'll just assume all those things, which to me is very not 2025 of them. But they'll do that. They won't listen to anything any of us have to say, and they'll just move on. So I'm not sure that this will ever change. But what I can tell you is the only thing that you can do for yourself and for your children and the little ones in your life who need a little whimsy, don't wait for Disney to give you the next fix of their live action bullshit. Show them the classics, show them the Technicolor and the fun and the beauty and the whimsy and the animation and the songs. Enjoy what we had. What we're getting might suck, but we can still live those little fantasies. They can't take those from us. They can't go back and fix those. They will rewrite history as best they can, but they can't erase what they already put out. And that's all for me. I've been Snarky J. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. For more Snarky J, be sure to check me out on Instagram. And if you'd like to support me, this channel, and my content creation, do check out and consider subscribing to my Patreon for exclusive photoshoot sets and cosplay content. I'll add links to all of those in the description below. And let me know your least favorite live action Disney film and your favorite classic Disney film in the comments below.
Shout out to Snarky J. Yeah, Disney, like they really do, because back then, like, the classics were like so memorable. Not just Disney as well, but DreamWorks has their own stuff, like Spirit, Brother Bear, no, I don't know about Brother Bear, but Prince of Egypt. What else? No, I don't think they did Iron Giant. I watched the Iron Giant, like, I think during the summer. Yo, that was a beautiful movie. It was a beautiful movie. And I think that once, yeah, you have like like kids or younger siblings. Yeah, what she said, just listen to them watch those because you need them to have an escape from like the realism because what these remakes are doing, it's too real. It's too it's just bland, no colorfulness, no anything, no whimsy, no magic, no nothing. It's just plain old. It's just plain bland nothingness. Even like the movies back then had that magic in them. Even Disney, like with Sleeping Beauty, the original Snow White, that had, and even the Cinderella movie, the animated Cinderella movie. Like they had color, they had vibrant. It was vibrant. It was magical. It was everything. See, this is why I want to like animate stuff like that. Because I want to recreate the old, I want to recreate the things that the movies that I've watched, like, especially from the Renaissance. Yeah, some from like the Golden Age and the Silver Age, but mainly in Bronze Age as well. But mainly the Renaissance. The Disney Renaissance was just beautiful, 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 beautiful. Aladdin, sleeping, Aladdin, what else? Princess and the Frog, Hercules, um, what else? You know, but it's just movies like that in the Renaissance, you know. It's just too mad. It's just too timeless. They made it so timeless. So yeah, just show them the classics. Because classics, you can't go nothing wrong with the classics. Can't go nothing wrong with the classics. Heck, even Brother Bear, I haven't like finished watching. Even Brother Bear, I haven't finished watching. I gotta finish watching. But yeah, I just want to animate. I want to animate that. Like even though we have advanced animation stuff, like we can still recreate those. It's just that people don't have the passion for it. People don't have like the visionary skills for that, basically. So yeah. Well, all being said, it's not Sniper J. The original video will be in the description below. Follow me on all the socials. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for notification. Post to you when it gets to you. I don't think we be live. I'm get that out. With all being said, this is Jeremiah. God bless. Jesus loves you. Repent. Be saved. And I'm out. Peace.